Hi guys, it's Jack here from I Collect Apple, and today I'm unboxing the brand new 10.5-inch iPad Pro. This was announced at WWDC last week and went on sale today, the 13th of June. This here is the 256GB space grey Wi-Fi only model. Now, some of you may know that I bought a rose gold 9.7-inch iPad Pro last April, so April 2016 when they came out. And I really love my iPad, I use it a lot, so when this one came out, I wanted to get it to sort of keep taking advantage of the latest technology on the iPad, and plus mine was only a 32 gig, so I'm having quite a step up here to go for the 256. Decided to go for the space grey this time, primarily because I want to change from the white front. I still really like the rose gold, but going from a white bezel to a black bezel is a fairly big change as far as colour is concerned. Right, let's crack on with the unboxing. First thing you'll notice, it's no more profile view for the iPad, it's a full-on front view, taking advantage of these super thin bezels and the new wallpapers that are included in iOS 10.3. So if we cut in, and there we go. So of course this came out alongside the second generation 12-inch iPad Pro, and that update's really brought the two sizes close together. Well, exactly together. They are now identical except for the screen size. So they both have the same A10X chip, 4 gig of RAM, up to 512 gigabytes of storage. The colors are a little different. The 10.5 is available in rose gold, whereas the 12.9 isn't. But the cameras are all the same. They both have the same 12 megapixel camera as found on the iPhone 7, and same front-facing 7 megapixel camera also found on the iPhone 7. So they're the only differences as such. Whereas before it was a bit more, the 9.7 was a few months ahead of the 12.9, so therefore it had a better camera and things like that. So, fairly expected packaging. We got the iPad in its plastic there. Under here we have our documents and a plug. Let's see what we got. So we have a new welcome to iPad little sheet there, same as what comes with the iPhone 7. Tells you what all the buttons do, and it's also highlighting the fact the Apple Pencil works with this device. You have your sort of warranty information and your Apple stickers. You do get your USB to Lightning cable. If you use this with a USB-C to Lightning cable and the USB-C power adapter Apple sell, you get fast charging. I'm not totally clear on how much faster. I believe it's 4 times faster. But yeah, if you want to invest in that, it's pretty pricey. But if you use this device a lot, it's probably worth doing. It's a shame they still include standard USB in the box. But I guess more people are going to be plugging it into their computers, and most people's computers still use USB rather than USB-C. Another thing to point out, the box now has a cutout for the camera because it's got a little bit bigger. Don't recall that being on the last year's model, despite the fact it did sort of protrude on the 9.7-inch model as well. So we'll take all the boxes to one side. Let's see what we got. So we have our 10.5-inch iPad Pro. If I just take the plastic off, I'll turn it over. You would have thought I'd been better at this by now. And there we go. So this iPad does have a 2224 by 1668 display, which equates to a total of 264 pixels per inch. So that pixel density is actually the same as the 9.7-inch iPad Pro, but they have increased the resolution. So due to the size difference, the density does actually stay the same at 264 pixels per inch. The actual device is about 10 millimeters longer and ever so slightly wider. Obviously, those super thin bezels helps that out a lot. It still weighs exactly the same as the 9.7-inch model. They're just over a pound. Other changes you've got your second generation Touch ID sensor, so the same as the 6S and the 7, which wasn't on the older iPad Pro, so it's the first iPad to feature this. It's still no force touch home button like there is on the iPhone 7, and there's still no 3D touch or haptic feedback, All of those features sort of link together because they're all made possible by the Taptic engine, which is still not in the iPad, which I'm sure will be on a future model, but for now this is still a mechanical home button. On the back you've got your improved camera and quad LED True Tone flash, your 12 megapixel camera. You've got 2 noise cancelling microphones on the back here, like in the same position as they used to be on the older iPads. Last year they were sort of up here with the camera, so they moved back to where they were. You've got your 4 speakers, so 2 on each end, so these are obviously the top speakers. You've got a headphone jack still, you've got a power button, you've got your volume rocker. Down the bottom, you've got your second 2 speakers and your lightning port. So here we have our 10.5 inch iPad Pro. As you can see, the bezel is super small around the edges. If we go into it, you can get an idea of that refresh rate. So these feature the ProMotion displays. So they go all the way up to 120 Hertz. So in theory, they could be running at 120 frames per second. But if the device doesn't need to be running that fast or refreshing that often, they can run it down to 24 frames per second, 24 Hertz for when you're looking at a still image. And it can do this on different parts of the display at once. So when you're multitasking, you could have a video going on one screen or a game going on the other and having a still image as well. So it's super efficient, super smooth. Obviously not a groundbreaking change, but just general animation. So when using the iPad, it's going to be nice and silky smooth. These ship with iOS 10. So the same software you've known for the last year. Obviously coming out in the autumn, we have iOS 11. So really boosting productivity on the iPad, making it way more pro than it's ever been before. Currently in developer beta, so I will be putting this straight on here, and I'll be doing a video on it, I hope, soon. And a public beta is expected at the end of June or early July. So if you don't mind the bugs and you want to get those features going, I've been running it on my 9.7 inch Pro for a while, well, since it came out last week, and I love it, so I've got to put it on here. But it's coming out, obviously, to the public as a free upgrade in the fall. So I'm going to go now and get this all set up and get iOS 11 on it, and as I say, hopefully I will do a video soon sort of going over that. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I will now go play with my new iPad. Of course, this also still supports the Apple Pencil and the smart keyboard, so you do have your smart connector on the side there, and obviously Pencil just works as normal. Because of that higher refresh rate, they've reduced the latency to, I believe, 20 milliseconds, which is actually 1 millisecond more responsive than Microsoft Surface Pen. So when Microsoft first announced their new Surface Pen, they were branding it as twice as fast as the Apple Pencil, which was true until these new displays came out, and now Apple have sort of fired back by bringing the latency down to 20 milliseconds as opposed to Microsoft's 21 milliseconds. So it's a sort of ongoing battle between the two. But the Apple Pencil's had a nice upgrade, albeit you don't actually have to buy a new pencil. The upgrade's in the iPad, so that's nice. If you just splashed out on a new iPad, you don't really want to have to upgrade your pen as well. Cool. Okay then, thanks for watching. I will see you guys again soon. Bye for now.